I am so excited to be here with Karen Curry Parker today, co-founder of GracePoint Publishing. We're going to talk with you today about becoming certified as a publishing consultant and book coach. Hi, Karen. It's good to see you today.
Hi, Michelle. And for those of you who may not know Michelle, this is Michelle Vandepas, who is also a co-founder of GracePoint Publishing. And between the two of us, we have been in publishing for a lot of years, more than 30, more than 40 combined together. We are both not only best-selling authors, but publishers and, passionate about publishing and helping people get their message out into the world.
Absolutely. Today, I think we really want to invite people to come into our training that's really going to help other coaches, practitioners, service professionals, anyone who has clients understand how they can help their clients publish a book.
Absolutely. So one of the things when we talked about creating this training is you and I have been in the coaching space and in the publishing space for most of our adult lives. When we look at the changes and the support needed for coaches to help their clients, one of the things that we kept coming up with in terms of a gap is really seeing that coaches are really good at helping people craft their platform, build their message, find their message, even create courses around it. And they could tell you, a good coach will tell you, you need a book. A good book is a good way for you to generate leads. It's a good way for you to build credibility. It saves you time, especially if you're going to be doing higher end consultations. But you and I both looked at the field and we said, you know what? There are not really people out there who can go take their clients from, hey, you should have a book, to, hey, let's get this book done. Let's get it written. Let's get it published. Let's get it up on Amazon. Let's get it out, distributed to Barnes and Noble or wherever. Let's get it, let's get you some boxes of books that you can have, that you can take with you. We saw that in the coaching space, there was a real need for coaches to be able to know how to shepherd their clients through the writing and publishing process. And so we decided that we needed to bring that information to coaches so that you as a coach can add this to your coaching skill set, your knowledge base. It gives you definitely a different place from which you can market yourself as a coach. It allows you to serve your clients better. And honestly, I'll be careful of how I want to say this, because I want to say this from a really high intended place. It allows you to protect your client through the book writing and publishing process, because it's too easy with all the options that we have in the publishing world. We've got self-publishing, hybrid publishing, this kind of publishing, that kind of publishing. If your client doesn't know how to engineer and maneuver and navigate that landscape, they might write an amazing book that has an enormous amount of potential for their business, but they won't know how to get that message out into the world. As a publishing consultant and a book coach, you know how to help your client get themselves untangled from the writing process, and you know how to help them navigate that publishing process so they really stay in control of their message and their voice and can use a book as a powerful platform building tool.
One of the things that we really want to help coaches explain to their clients are things like hybrid publishing, self-publishing, traditional publishing, when you need an agent, what the ISBN means, what the copyright, who owns copyright. Because what often happens is someone will say, hey, I have a client, Michelle, who's written a book, and they come to me, and already I can see that some mistakes have been made along the way. And if this coach had known, we need to talk about setting your book up for success at the beginning. We need to talk about what the purpose of your book is. You need to understand how the ISBN and the copyright page is going to be, things you need to know before you go into contract with a publisher. Yes, we're publishers, so we're going to talk about it from our perspective, but we're also going to teach coaches how to, when and how to coach their clients into self-publishing if that's the right option. So I want to go over some of the things that they're going to learn as a coach or a practitioner. So this is open to really anyone who has clients, but you're going to be able as a publishing consultant to really work with your client at the very beginning. How do you set your book up for success? What is front matter, back matter, and what needs to be in there? How do you connect with your audience before you even start writing? Because in our world, most of these books are written to make a difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to hit the right people. If you want to inspire, teach, lead, heal, whatever your book is set up for, you want to make sure that you're hitting the people that are going to read your book that can really be inspired, change, heal from trauma, whatever it is. So we talk about all of that up front. We talk about what makes the book be successful. How do you go get someone to write your foreword? What's in a preface? What's in an introduction? All of these things are included in the training.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about all this in the training so that you'll have some skills to go back to your clients right away, right out of the gate, first day.
Not only that, writing a book is it's a process that people usually need to be coached through no matter what. I would say that in our time in publishing, I would say 99.2% of the people who come to talk to us say, I'm going to write a book. I have a book. I need a book. I got a book. And I would say 0.8% or 0.8%, will actually follow through and write the book. And of those people who write the book, not everyone is going to stay with the process long enough to actually really see the book come into fruition, to go through all the process of editing and re-messaging and reframing and rewriting, which is an integral part of the book. And your clients are oftentimes going to be dependent on you. They're going to need you to coach them through that writing process. It's a vulnerable process. We don't talk about that a lot, that writing a book is basically kind of like ripping your chest open and showing your heart to the world, and then asking people to judge it, to give it 5 stars, 1 star. And, if you don't have a coach to walk you through those places where you either feel really vulnerable as a writer or overwhelmed as a writer, or your visibility issues start to kick up, it's very easy to start and not finish. In this program, we train you how to be a good writing coach, how to keep your client on task, how to keep your client accountable for getting the writing done so that they don't start and stop, or they don't let the process of editing cause them to crawl into the fetal position under their desk, that they really, how to work with your clients to keep them moving through that entire writing process. So they get to see the fulfillment of their intention and to really, benefit from the process of getting that book done. I have to add this because you and I have seen this so many times with our clients. Writing a book isn't about writing a book. It's not. It's a personal growth process. And what it does for people and what you'll be able to coach your clients into doing is it literally 10x's anything you're doing. Not because of the book itself, that's the mechanics of it. The process of actually starting, working through it, reworking it, bringing it to completion, and then kind of birthing it, opening up that book from the box the very first time and really seeing like, I did this. That's us inner strengthening. It's a total shift in the inner value story. And you as a coach facilitate that for your client, with your client, and you'll watch your clients have exponentially greater success just because they went through that process that you led them through.
And here's what's to know as you as a coach or you as a practitioner or service professional, you do not need to know how to edit. You do not need to know how to lay out a book. You don't need to know all the mechanics of the actual publishing. You just need to have all the information to coach your clients. I am not an editor. Thank goodness GracePoint has very high quality editors on our staff. So you will have access, even after this training, to our pool of resources to help your clients.
In this training, you're going to really learn why adding publishing consulting and book coaching to your coaching skills is going to help you strengthen your ability to really coach your clients, particularly your business clients, but not just your business clients, even your clients that just are going through a transformative process and are really needing to put that story that they're writing out into the world, even if it's only 1 or 2 copies. As I said, that process is so empowering. We're going to talk about how being a publishing consultant and being a book coach allows you to increase your own revenue stream. We're going to talk about a business model that we're going to share with you during this. It's going to really take all the guesswork out of the whole job of publishing consulting and book coaching. All you're going to do is be able to just really be with your client and coach your client, and you're not going to have to worry about all the moving pieces. We're going to also unpack for you some of the other trends in book publishing, including audiobooks, podcasting, and we'll talk about how having skill sets around moving your clients through those other ways of publishing and getting their message out is also an essential part of your coaching skill set and what you offer coaches. And we're going to talk about you and what maybe you need to do for yourself as a coach to add your message or your intention, your story to the world.
So when you come into the publishing certification program, it is a year-long program. You can finish in as early as 8 months, or you can take up to a year to do it. It's 12 modules. You do them at your own pace, and there's a whole community as well as the GracePoint Publishing team to help you and your clients on this journey of getting a book published.
In this program, once you graduate, you're going to be associated with GracePoint Publishing. What that means for you is that you'll be able to plug into all the resources that we have for your clients. So you won't be doing any of the editing. You don't have to do any of the graphic design. You don't have to figure out that maze of what is publishing. All you have to do is get your client prepared, follow the protocols that we're going to teach you, and then you can plug into our publishing company so your client will get a very high level of expertise, production, the expertise and the knowledge of our team, in addition to your expertise and training. And all you have to do is just walk them through the program. It's literally an in-the-box program that's going to teach you how to simply be with your client through this creative process, help them make choices about how they want to get their book out into the world. And we provide all the resources for you so you can walk your client, be your client's partner through this journey of going from idea to manuscript to book to amplifying your voice in the world.
There are monthly support calls for you, the coach, so that you can bring all your questions, and you can bring questions in between the month to our Facebook page. So lots of opportunities. If you have a question that says, I want to publish in Spanish, what do I do? We will answer that for you either on the live call once a month or in the Facebook page. If you have a client that says, I live in Brazil, how do I get my book distributed there? We have those answers. We know how to do this. Just because you're partnering with GracePoint and we're giving you the certification doesn't mean your client has to publish with us. There are times when we will say, we think this is better for self-publishing. We think this is better to take a different route, and we will guide you and your client to make the right choice. However, it's super cool to have all the resources of a publisher behind you as you're able to ask questions, brainstorm ideas, and really have good information to give your clients.
So becoming a publishing consultant and a book coach allows you to stay with your client throughout the entire book writing and publishing process. Why is this important for you? Well, as a coach, this allows you to create a whole new revenue stream in your pocket. So not only do you get to support your client in the highest level, you actually get to stay with your client in the process that you would be sending them out to do anyway, but they get to stay with you, work with you, and you get to create a different way for you to continue to create an income stream for your coaching practice.
And we'll help you figure out what that package looks like, right, Karen? You and I both done a lot of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll teach you how to market. We'll teach you how to brand yourself in the context of being a book publishing consultant, being a book coach. We'll show you how you can use this as a marketing tool to implement, especially if you're doing business coaching, but not exclusively limited to business coaching. And again, because we're going to also be in partnership, we'll work with you to create agreements between you, your client, and us that allows you to continue to be invested in your client's success and our success as GracePoint Publishing over time.
If you haven't already, sign up, give us your email, join our Facebook group, and we look forward to seeing you on the training.